Yeah, it's the guarantee. E&E. Put your bullshit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no days. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole stage red like Republicans. Put the fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double.
Let's go, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Flow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business starter fees. Street blues, what I call royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane nonstop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pro. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chick. Something about the VBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? Y'all already know, man. We about to get straight to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
What's the easiest tool to manage my agreements? People say.
How long have I been telling y'all that the smart grid is
the guarantee? E&E.
This Dario
got me seeing so clear.
You gotta get straight to it, man.
Put your boy shit.
Y'all know what it is.
Motion glitch.
They nice. You gotta get to it. Have to walk through it.
You cool nigga. This is the Boogie Major. We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Sporting. Ball looking for the falling, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in. While you all talking, we smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit. Kill him in vain, it's vanity. Yeah. Do it again, it's insanity. Yeah. Nauseous a real vigilante. Yeah. Killing these kids is plan B. Yeah. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze. Yeah. Blowing on leaves from these planted trees. Okay. Don't break the code, this family. Okay. We cutting off legs like amputees. My foot was classic, antique. Yeah. Freaking the beat, is it Japanese? Yeah. Ever our cook is a masterpiece. Yeah. When money talkers be Guapanese. Okay. Fire and flame mixed with gasoline. Pass to my sons, that's a legacy. Study the gang, now they testing me. Yeah. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Beat them so bad, make them retreat. Yeah. All of these gems you can retweet. Yeah. Play with your boys on repeat. You pay the price with your receipt. Yeah. Below $1 million, flipping it. Okay. Everyday noise get sickening. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Turning these good girls to villains. Lyrics is sick, butcher bullshit. Any clip what we represent. Put it on wax like a candlestick. We moving units and measurements. Cooking it up in the lab. We just performing experiments. Since I'm the bomb atomic, bang. These rappers out of my element.
We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Sporting. Ball looking for the falling, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in. While you all talking, we smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga, perfected my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a go. The guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the Clippers. You know I'm a choke. Only exotic when blowing the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Sick throwing lobs. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick, and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went up for 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money, Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom, to try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk, let me lock in, show these niggas what I do. X-Brain, I'll be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit, we the best, yeah, it's true. This the guarantee, nigga, this is what I do.
Yeah. Already know, man. Yeah. What's good with everybody, man? You already know what it is. It's your brother, Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts. And y'all know y'all tapped in and tuned in, man. With your brethren, your brother. You know what I'm talking about? What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing on this beautiful Monday evening, man? I'm doing great myself, man. You know what I mean? I can't call it. You know what I'm talking about? The Most High breathed the breath of life in us earlier today when we woke up. We've been awake ever since. Everything else is extra beautiful. All praises be to the Most High, man. I'm telling y'all, man. The smart grid is now here. The smart grid is now here. The smart grid is now here. I had to get my Umar on real quick, man. You know what I'm talking about? Umar think he slick hitting us with that NLP, man. You ain't fooling nobody over here, Umar, man. Remember I told y'all about NLP, man? Neuro-linguistic programming. Hold on, let me change this thumbnail real quick. Where this picture graphic I had up. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get to that tomorrow. But tonight, though, man, We're going to have this conversation right here because listen here, man. This guy, this freaking guy, right? XL Pro, what's happening, man? Right? So we got Trump, Donald Trump, and we got Dario Ameti, right? Trump, as we all know, is the president of the United States of America. But this guy, Dario Ameti, is the CEO and founder of an AI tech company called Anthropic. Now, Dario Ameti used to work at OpenAI, but him and a couple of his guys that he took with him and they started Anthropic wasn't feeling the way things was going over there at OpenAI, because OpenAI was contracting with a lot of different governments and allowing its tech to be used militarily. And I guess these guys didn't want to do that or didn't want to be a part of that because they felt like the tech that they was developing, they didn't want to use it for those purposes or want it to be used for those purposes, or they didn't want to contribute to technologies being created that would be used for those purposes. So they left OpenAI. Well, he left OpenAI with a couple other investors, people that worked with him over there at OpenAI. They started Anthropic AI. And I told y'all, I did a show, I want to say about 2 years ago, called The Rise of the Technocrats, right? And Dario Ameti is a technocrat if I've ever seen one, right? He puts on this facade. He reminds me of Elon Musk in this way, right? He puts on this facade like he actually cares about the privacy of us U.S. citizens. And I call BS. And as we listen to this interview, I'm going to dissect and break down what he is actually saying. These people think, this is what I be saying about these people, man. They be insulting our intelligence. And they really think that we are dumbed down to such a level collectively as a whole, as Americans. I'm not even talking, man, I'm talking about as a whole, white, black, whoever. And they think that our critical skills, our critical thinking skills are no more or something, though. Because like I said, for a guy like me, man, who's very good at reading in between the lines, I think it's very disrespectful. And this is why I go in on these guys like how I do. This is why I break them down and expose who they really are and what they really represent, man. And Dario Ameti couldn't give a damn about the privacy of American citizens. Couldn't give a damn. Right? So if y'all is familiar with this guy or this situation, this guy, Dario Ameti, CEO of Anthropic AI, has a very dynamic, very versatile, and I'm talking about a very intelligent, fast-growing, fast-learning artificial intelligence, unofficial artificial intelligence that he is calling Claude, right? And the U.S. government wants him to contract with them to allow them to have access to the tech so they can use it, of course, militarily, meaning they want to weaponize it, right? And it's this whole thing that he's like turning down America's bid. He turned down the government's bid, and in return, Trump said, "We're shutting you down." He made a statement last Thursday that said, "Boy, you got until 5:01 Friday p.m. tomorrow to give us a damn decision, make your mind up or else." Basically, they said, "Give us the tech or else," right? And we're gonna get in all of that tonight, man. Listen here, y'all, man. Ameti, Gates, Musk, Bezos, Brian Page, Wachowski, Zuckerberg, the CEO of TikTok, all these guys, these are the technocrats that I'm telling y'all about. Y'all remember about a year or so ago when they had that Senate committee hearing with the 5 major social media networks, right? And the effects of their technology, not only on just young adolescent minds, but on society as a whole, right? And we got a lot of new companies that have sprung up since then. And Anthropic AI is one of them. First, before we even get into this, the first thing that caught my attention about this company when I first got wind of it about a couple few months ago was I wonder why did Dario choose to name the company Anthropic, right? You know, now me being the type of guy I am, you know, I had to go, you know what I'm saying? Like when I talk about this on the show, I got to show them the definition of anthropic, right? I have to, so let me show the brethren and the sister and the definition of anthropic, right? Right? Because we got to give confirmation of the information, man. Right? Y'all see this, right? Let's read the first definition. Anthropic, in philosophy and cosmology, involving or concerning the existence of human life, especially as a constraint on theories of the universe. I'm going to repeat that. In philosophy and cosmology, involving or concerning the existence of human life, especially as a constraint on theories of the universe. Anthropic reason is only interesting in a scientific sense if it can help us understand how the universe came to be the way it is. The Big Bang Theory. Number 2, typically of environmental degradation caused by human beings, anthropogenic. Anthropic climate change. Right? Now, the origins of this word is anthropos, human being, relating to human beings. Right? Now, when y'all think about the term human being, do y'all know the actual definition of what a human being is? And this is why I tell y'all to study etymology. Right? Oh, gosh. Here we go, man. According to Black's Law, according to Black's Law, a human being is defined as a monster. Right? I want y'all to understand that the term human being is defined as being a monster. Black's Law Dictionary. Right? Just to you know, so we're talking about the Greek origins of the word anthropic relating to human beings. Right? What's another term for monster? Deity, demons, demigods. Right? Man, y'all better understand how deep this stuff go, man. Right? I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. Let's get back to anthropic. Right? So Dario decides to name his company Anthropic, right? Involving or concerning the existence of humans, but also environmental degradation that's caused by humans. Right? So I want y'all to keep that in mind when you think about what made him name this company Anthropic. Right? Because there's another definition to anthropic, not just something that related to humans or a company that is using its AI to somehow help us. Right? Remember what I told y'all about this unintelligent artificial intelligence? They're going to try to sell it to us like it's cool, like it's going to enhance us, upgrade us, make us better, make us more efficient, make us better than what we are now. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been telling y'all about this stuff, man. Human brain computer interfacing, all of that. That's what in companies like Anthropic, that's what they do behind the scenes, man. That's the R&D they ain't telling us about. Right? And make no mistake, man. These people don't give a damn about us. Dario don't care about us. He don't care about our privacy. He cares just as much about your privacy as your wireless provider. Right? And understand, it's not the FBI tapping your phone. It's not the CIA tapping your phone. It's not the DEA tapping your phone. It's not Homeland Security, and so forth and so on. It is your wireless provider that has a literal copy of every phone call you make, every phone call you receive, even the missed calls, and it also has a archive of every text message you receive and you send out. That's why you can call your wireless provider and tell you, give me a list of all my calls I made in the last month. And they will literally send you a paper this thick of all the calls you made, duration, with all of that. So it's not the CIA, it's not the alphabet gangs that's sitting up here tapping your phone. It's your wireless provider that's archiving all your info cellularly, wirelessly. And they are contracted with government agencies like the CIA, like the FBI, like the DE, and all of that. And that's how they get your phone tapped. You go to your wireless provider. Because by law, if you're under investigation by authorities, especially federal authorities, it is absolute must that these companies give up any information they have on you. See, that's that little small part in that little when you just scroll down and you don't read nothing when you sign in your cell phone, your cell phone contract. That's the part you don't read right there. You skip through all of that. You don't even read that. Right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. The smart grid is now here. I have been telling y'all, I want to continue to tell y'all, this stuff is serious, man. This is what's coming in. I can't even say on the way, man. It is here. It is literally here. Straight up in our face, man. Right? Straight up in our face. So Dario did an interview, right? And he didn't do it. He did a terrible job, right? And he let me know in this interview that one, he's not as smart as he's assumed to be. And two, who is this guy? Right? Who is Dario Ameti? Right? This guy, man. Was that fucker bird? Right? Now, we got to box cleverly, y'all. I'm going to play the video, the audio from my phone, but I'm going to put a still image on the screen because we got to box cleverly, man. We got to box cleverly. And, you know, some of these places, sometimes they be tripping on the copyright, sometimes they don't. I don't want to take the risk concerning the subject matter of tonight's show. So what I am going to do, I just want y'all to see this so y'all could go on YouTube, right? All y'all got to do is go to YouTube, type in Anthropic and watch it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a still image on the screen. We're going to listen to the audio. Hold on, I'm about to camera right back up. We got to box cleverly, y'all, man. They waiting to take a page down over some petty ish. Right? Well, that's why we got to make sure we, you know, come prepared. Come prepared. Right? We got Dario Ameti, CEO, co-founder of Anthropic AI, right? And this dude did an interview with this chick. And I mean, like, this guy, man, this fucking guy, man. Like, the level of audacity, the level of, how can I say it? The level of, oh shit, the level of, you know what I'm saying, mockery. You know what I'm saying? Because he's purping like he actually cares about us. And he don't give a damn about us. And he proved it in this interview. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, tap in, walk with your boys and your brother.
You are Dario Ameti, the CEO of
Ameti, my fault.
That's correct. Great. Well, my first question to you is, why won't you release Anthropic's AI without restrictions to the U.S. government?
Yeah, so, you know, we should maybe back up a bit for a little bit of context. So, you know, Anthropic actually has been the most lean forward of all the AI companies in working with the U.S. government and working with the U.S. military. We were the first company to, you know, put our models on the classified cloud. We were the first company to make custom models for national security purposes. We're deployed across the intelligence community and military for applications like cyber, you know, combat support operations, various things like this. And, you know, the reason we've done this is, you know, I believe that we have to defend our country. I believe we have to defend our country from autocratic adversaries like China and like Russia. And so we've been very, you know, we've been very lean forward. We have a substantial, you know, public sector team. But you know, I have always believed that, you know, as we defend ourselves against our autocratic adversaries, we have to do so in ways that defend our democratic values and preserve our democratic values. And so we have said to the Department of War that we are okay with all use cases, basically 98 or 99% of the use cases they want to do, except for two that we're concerned about. One is domestic mass surveillance. There, we're worried that things may become possible with AI that weren't possible before. And
right, so they want to use Dario Amodei and Anthropic's AI software to mass surveil us, right? And on the surface, you be like, okay, that's what's up, Dario, man. Yeah. Now you gotta listen. Listen to this guy, man. Right? Listen to this guy, man. Let's go.
Example of this is something like taking data collected by private firms, having it bought by the government, and analyzing it in mass via AI. That actually isn't illegal. It was just never useful before the era of AI. So there's this way in which domestic mass surveillance is getting ahead of the law. The technology is advancing so fast that it's out of step with the law. That's case number one. Case number two is fully autonomous weapons. This is not the partially autonomous weapon.
Fully autonomous weapons. Did y'all hear what this dude said? Fully autonomous weapons. Right? What y'all know about fully autonomous weapons? Might have to do a show on that, man. I've done a show on that. Y'all just don't even realize I have. What y'all think fully autonomous weapons are? Tap in. Fully autonomous weapons. Everything I've been showing y'all, everything they're over there doing at OpenAI, Clone Robotics, Boston Dynamics, right? Companies like Anthropic, Tesla, a couple other ones over there in China. Fully autonomous weapons or weapons that operate on their own without the use or need of human input or control, right? Basically, the technology that he's calling Claude is basically Skynet, right? And this dude Dario think he's slick, man, but he ain't fooling nobody, man. Fully autonomous weapons. Why would he create such tech if he didn't have in mind of possibly selling it to governments? Right? Or wrong? Tap in, walk with me, man. Let's go.
That are used in Ukraine or could potentially be used in Taiwan today. This is the idea of making weapons that fire without any human involvement. Now, even those, I think that they
making weapons that fire, shoot without the use of. Now, how does that even work? How does that going to work? How does that sound? How is a gun going to get shot in a warfare scene if humans ain't the one doing the shooting? Who's going to be doing the shooting? Huh? Huh? Hold on, I'm about to get to it, man. This is wild to me, man. For real, y'all. This whole situation is crazy to me, man. You hear me? Wild as hell, man. And then this dude, like I say, this dude Dario, man, he just got the. Y'all about to see what I'm talking about. I'm about to break it down for y'all, man. right? Listen to this dude, man. You gotta really listen to these guys, man. You gotta really, really listen.
You know, our adversaries may at some point have them, so perhaps, you know, they may at some point be needed for the defense of democracy. But we have some concerns about them. First, the AI systems of today are nowhere near reliable enough to make fully autonomous weapons. Anyone?
That's a lie. Lie number one, he told. Lie number one. Right?
Who's worked with AI models understands that there's a basic unpredictability to them, that in a purely technical way, we have to do so in ways that defend our democracy. I have always, you know, about one is domestic mass surveillance. There, we're worried that, you know, things may become possible with AI that weren't possible before. An example of this is something like taking data collected by private firms, having it bought by the government, and analyzing it in mass by AI. That actually isn't illegal. It was just.
I just told y'all, all of the wireless companies, Verizon, all of them, they all have contracts with the government in the event that they need to get some information on any one of us, especially in the involvement of a criminal investigation. They have to, by law, allow the government to have access to any information, communication information, especially that they have on us. Right? Now, how many of y'all knew that? Right? It's crazy, man. This is all across the country. Right? Autonomous weapons.
It's never useful before the era of AI. So there's this way in which domestic mass surveillance is getting ahead of the law. The technology is advancing so fast that it's out of step with the law. That's case number one. Case number two is fully autonomous weapons. This is not the partially autonomous weapons that are used in Ukraine or you know, could potentially be used in Taiwan today. This is the idea of making weapons that fire without any human involvement. Now, even those, I think that, you know, our adversaries may at some point have them. So perhaps, you know,
they already have them. China, Russia, United Kingdom, Israel, Iran. Most major countries definitely have been doing massive research and development in AI technology infused with weaponized, militarized robotics, drones, autonomous vehicles, weapon systems that are fully controlled by AI. Surface-to-air weapon systems. Yeah, man, other countries like Russia and China been using this technology in their militaries.
They may at some point be needed for the defense of democracy, but we have some concerns about them. First, the AI systems of today are nowhere near reliable enough to make fully autonomous weapons.
And that's BS. Another lie from this dude, man. Another lie from this guy. So I be saying, man, about these. This stuff here just lying. Hold on real quick, y'all. Right? My bad, y'all. I mean, how many shows have I done, y'all? Boston Dynamics, OpenAI. Right? This dude just sit up here and said out his mouth that the technological capabilities don't exist right now for fully autonomous weapons. Huh? That's BS, right? Straight BS, man. That's what I be saying about these dudes, man.
Now, even those, I think that, they, our adversaries may at some point have them. So perhaps, they may at some point be needed for the defense of democracy. But we have some concerns about them. First, the AI systems of today are nowhere near reliable enough to make fully autonomous weapons. Anyone who's worked with AI models understands that there's a basic unpredictability to them that in a purely technical way we have not solved. And there's an oversight question too. If you have a large army of drones or robots that can operate without any human oversight, where there aren't human soldiers to make the decisions about who to target, who to shoot at, that presents concerns. And we need to have a conversation about how that's overseen. And we haven't had that conversation yet. And so we feel strongly that, for those two use cases should not be allowed.
The Pentagon has told us that they...
Right. Autonomous weapons and mass surveillance. That's the whole system right there. So why did y'all create the tech then? What was the purpose of y'all creating this technology then? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Let's go.
He has agreed in principle to these two restrictions, and they wanted to strike a deal. Why couldn't an agreement be reached?
So there were, there were kind of several stages of this, all done quickly and kind of all, determined by the kind of 3-day, the kind of very limited 3-day window that they gave us, right? They gave us an ultimatum to agree to their terms in 3 days, or be designated a supply chain risk or Defense Production Act. I guess we'll get to that later. But during that time, there were a few back and forths. At one point they sent us language that appeared on the surface to meet our terms, but it had all kinds of language like if the Pentagon deems it appropriate, or to do anything in line with laws. So it didn't actually concede in any meaningful way. And there were further steps of it that also did not concede in any meaningful way. We have wanted to strike a deal since the beginning. If you want to get a sense of the Pentagon's position of it, the Pentagon spokesman, Sean Parnell, the day before, he reiterated their position: we only allow all lawful use. And this was the same as when they sent us their terms. So they have not exceeded and they have not in any way agreed to our exceptions in any meaningful way.
The president posted today in response to the situation, their selfishness, referring to Anthropic, is putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy. What do you think? What's your response?
Right. So, and this is what I want to make a point with that question she just asked. She asked some real good questions too. Right. When it comes to these companies that be developing this tech, man, for one, you got to ask them, why do they develop such technology if they don't intend on using it for what it's basically designed for? Right. Now, I'm going to do some research into this Amade dude, man, and see who his peoples is, man, because something ain't right about him to me, man. Right? Let's go.
In the statement we issued yesterday, and also in the one we issued today, we said that we were willing, even if the Department of War or even if the Trump administration takes these unprecedented measures against us, this kind of supply chain designation that's normally used against foreign adversaries, we have said that, even if they take these extreme actions, we'll do everything we can to support the Department of War to provide its technology for as long as it takes to offboard us and onboard, you know, a competitor who's willing to do these things that we are not willing to do.
Right. Right. So we will help y'all. You understand what I'm saying? We will help y'all as far as like letting y'all have access to the tech if y'all want to have, you know, partially automated weapon systems. You know, if you want to use it to do surveillance on, you know, other countries who, you know, we may be enemies with, right? But to make it seem like he's patriotic and he's a good guy, he's on our side. But when it comes to surveilling the American people and making fully autonomous weapons, nah, we're not going to do that. And he trying to perp and put on this facade as if he doing that in the best interest of us. Pay attention to what he said. He said that the AI is not advanced enough to trust it to be used in these fully automated weapons or weapon systems, right? Meaning they don't have control over it enough to where they trust that they can let it operate on its own, right? Pay attention, y'all. Tap in and pay attention to what this dude is saying, man.
To exit.
Yeah, so we have offered continuity. We're actually deeply concerned about this. We're deeply concerned about the kind of interruption of service, which is exactly what's happening when we're designated a supply chain risk, right? When we're designated a supply chain risk, they say, like, you know, you have to be off all of our systems. And I've talked to people on the ground, uniformed military officers, who say this is essential. Not having this will set us back 6 months, 12 months, maybe longer. And so that's why we've tried so hard to try to get it, to try to get a deal. But again, the 3-day ultimatum, the risk to designate us a supply chain, the whole timeline has been driven by the Department of War, not by us. We are trying to provide continuity. We are trying to provide the services. We are trying to provide it. We are trying to reach a deal here.
So basically what he's saying is he doesn't want to give access to this technology because of autonomous weapons and mass surveillance. Pay attention, right? Pay attention to what he's saying, this Dario Amade, right? It's not advanced enough. Yeah, right. We know it is. And he's using all of this stuff as an excuse because he wants to control who has access to the AI as well as how it's used, and he wants to control it. I can see it all on Dario's face, right? He was like a corny ass dude that used to get punched in his he used to get his lunchbox slapped out of his hand and everything, man. Right? And these guys think they are so clever and so smart. You gotta read between the lines. He doesn't want to give the tech away for very specific reasons. It ain't got nothing to do with us. He don't give a damn about us being surveilled. He don't give a damn. That's a perk. That's a front. Right? I'm about to show y'all, man. Let's go.
And what does this
Listen,
mean
tap
for the
in, walk with us.
safety
Listen
of
here, man.
Americans?
Smash that like button, click on the bell,
you know.
subscribe to the page, man. So real situation right here. This is a real conversation, man. This has very serious parameters, man. You know, let's go.
To try to get a deal. But again, the 3-day ultimatum, the risk to designate us a supply chain, the whole timeline has been driven by the Department of War, not by us. We are trying to provide continuity. We are trying to provide the services. We are trying to provide it. We are trying to reach a deal here.
So then what?
We're trying to reach a deal, meaning we'll allow the U.S. government to use our technology for whatever they want. But when it comes to the mass surveillance and the fully autonomous weapons? No. Meaning, right? What does that mean then? Connect the dots, y'all. Let's get to it, man. Smash that like and click on the bell, subscribe to the page.
What does this mean for the safety of Americans?
Yeah, I would say a couple things. In the short run, it means, and it's up to the Department of War. We're still trying to reach a deal with them. We're still trying to talk to them.
Are they talking with you?
We've received various communications. We haven't seen anything that that satisfies our. We haven't seen anything that satisfies our concerns. But I mean that just in the broad sense that we are still interested in working with them as long as it is in line with our red lines.
But it sounds like you're still really far apart. And now Secretary Hegseth has determined you all a supply chain risk and said what he's said. So do you think it's possible at this point to come to an agreement?
An agreement requires both sides. We, for our side, are willing to serve the national security of this country. We are willing to provide our models to all branches of the government, including the Department of War, the intelligence community, the more civilian branches of the government, under the terms that we've provided under our red lines. We are always willing to do that, right? We don't take offense here. The reason we're providing our technology in this way is that we want to support the national security of the United States. We're not doing it for the sake of Pentagon officials. We're not doing it for the sake of a particular administration. We're doing it because it's good for the national security of the United States, and we're going to continue to do that.
Give me a jump start in a brand new city or in the middle of nowhere. Should feel easy.
Right?
Why?
BS. Right? That's BS. So why not just, like I say, what was the purpose of creating the tech that can be used to mass surveil as well as fully autonomized weapon systems? Why would y'all create this tech? So you mean to tell me y'all created this tech and y'all didn't understand or know that this could be used for this? Come on, y'all, man. This is why I say these people be insulting our intelligence, man. And if you from the hood, if you from the turf like me, man, you should be able to read between the lines and see what this dude basically is saying, man. Under the disguise of he cares about the surveillance, the privacy, and safety of the... Man, shut up, man. You think you talking to, dude? This dude ain't one of us, man. He the ops, man. Let's go. He the ops.
Do you think that it is better for Anthropic, a private company, to have more say in how AI is used in the military than the Pentagon itself?
So first I would say...
See, that's a dope ass question right there. I'm going to play it back so y'all can see what she said, man. Because I absolutely would have asked that question. Right? I definitely would have asked that question.
For the sake of a particular administration, we're doing it because it's good for the national security of the United States.
Yeah, right.
Continue to do that.
Why do you think that it is better for Anthropic, a private company, to have more say in how AI is used in the military than the Pentagon itself?
So let me ask y'all a question in the audience, right? Let me ask y'all a question. Who would you rather have control over artificial intelligence, unintelligent artificial intelligence, the government or the private tech companies that develop these technologies? Put a number 11 in the chat if you would rather the companies. Put a number 12 if you would rather the government. This should be interesting. Let's go.
So first I would say, and I think this is an important point, no one on the ground has actually, to our knowledge, run into the limits of any of these exceptions. These are 1% of use cases and ones that we have seen no evidence on the ground have been done. Now again, I can't say what their plans are. That we don't know. But we have no evidence that these use cases have actually run into trouble. We've spread across the Department of War and other parts of the government without running into.
Yeah, they do. That's a lie. Y'all remember what happened in China a couple years ago? Mind you, OpenAI is a Chinese company. He used to work for OpenAI. So once again, Dario, you are lying. Once again, he's lying, right? Oh, gee, what's happening, man? Right? This guy is lying, man. Right? Let's go, y'all.
Any of these problems. Now, in terms of these one or two narrow exceptions, I actually agree that in the long run, we need to have a democratic conversation. In the long run, I actually do believe that it is Congress's job. If, for example, there are possibilities with domestic mass surveillance, government buying of bulk data that has been produced on Americans, locations, personal information, political affiliation, to build profiles. And it's now possible to analyze that with AI. The fact that that's legal, that seems like, the judicial interpretation of the Fourth Amendment has not caught up, or the laws passed by Congress have not caught up. So in the long run, we think Congress should catch up with where the technology is going. But Congress is not the fastest moving body in the world. And for right now, we are the ones who see this technology on the front line. I would expect that the Department of War, I would expect them to be thoughtful about these issues, to proactively, think about these issues. And so I would have expected them not to have any concern, and for us to have a conversation. But I think in the absence of that, we need to look at the technology. We need to look at what it's capable of in terms of reliability, and we need to look at the ways in which it's getting ahead of the law, and in which it's escaping the intent of the law. Those are some very narrow areas, but I think they're important. These are things that are fundamental to Americans, right? The right not to be spied on by the government, right? The right for our military officers to make decisions about war themselves and not turn it over completely to a machine. These are fundamental principles.
But in the name of
right now, people with this dude just said it. He right about that though. They are fundamental principles. Fundamental principles. I agree with Dario on that statement 100%. Right? So why did you develop this technology then? Why? Y'all remember what happened in this? He lied when he said what he just said, though, man, because they very much know the capabilities of autonomizing weapons, man. Y'all remember what happened in that underground bunker in China a couple years ago? Do y'all remember that conspiracy theory that was going on the internet a couple years ago? During the pandemic, when they said that the robots got loose at that lab in China and killed a whole bunch of scientists and stuff. Y'all remember that? Yeah, that actually happened. Guess what company it was? Right? Telling y'all, man, these people are liars, man. I don't believe anything they say. Let's go.
Mental principles. Why should Americans trust you, the CEO of a private company, to make these decisions?
Right? Listen to the question she asked this dude, man. Listen to this question she asked this dude, right? I'm about to come up, y'all. I want to roll up a little joint real quick, man. Listen to what she asked this dude. right?
Instead of the federal government?
Well, I would give two answers to that. One, we
Let's
are.
go. Let's run it back a little bit.
But in the name of fundamental principles, why should Americans trust you, the CEO of a private company, to make these decisions? But in the name of fundamental principles, why should Americans trust you? But in the name of fundamental,
the fact that that's legal, that seems like, the judicial interpretation of the Fourth Amendment has not caught up, or the laws passed by Congress have not caught up. So in the long run, we think Congress should catch up with where the technology is going. But Congress is not the fastest moving body in the world. And for right now, we are the ones who see this technology on the front line. I would expect that the Department of War, I would expect them to be thoughtful about these issues.
Guess what company was in that dumb in China, deep underground military? But guess what company was contracted to do the research and development on those robots? And it wasn't Boston Dynamics, according to my research, according to my contacts. Right? Let's go, man. This dude is just straight up here just lying to us, man.
To proactively, think about these issues. And so I would have expected them not to have any concern, and for us to have a conversation. But I think in the absence of that, we need to look at the technology. We need to look at
a way that when somebody is talking to you that they're being dishonest, not necessarily lying, but they're being dishonest, disingenuous, is when they do not make eye contact with you while they're talking. All right.
What it's capable of in terms of reliability, and we need to look at the ways in which it's getting ahead of the law, and in which it's escaping the intent of the law. Those are some very narrow areas, but I think that they're important. These are things that are fundamental to Americans, right? The right not to be spied on by the government, right? The right for our military officers to make decisions about war themselves and not turn it over completely to a machine. These are fundamental principles.
But in the name of
they're fundamental principles, but like I said, y'all, so why did y'all develop this tech then? What was the purpose of it? Right, let's go.
Fundamental principles. Why should Americans trust you, the CEO of a private company, to make these decisions instead of the federal government?
Well, I would give two answers to that. One, we are a private company, right? Yeah. We can choose to sell or not sell whatever we want. There are other providers. If the DOW, the government, doesn't like the services we provide or the way that we make them, they can use another contractor. This would have been the normal way to handle this, right? Just to say, I would have disagreed, but I would have respected them if they said, DOW, we don't want to work with Anthropic. Our principles are not aligned with yours. We're going to go with one of the other models. But they've both extended that to parts of the government beyond the DOW and tried to punitively revoke our contracts beyond DOW. And they've done this supply chain designation thing, which basically says that if you're part of if you're another private company who has military contracts, you can't use Anthropic in a way that touches those military contracts. So they're reaching in to the behavior of private enterprise. And it's very hard to interpret this in any way other than punitive. To our knowledge, the supply chain designation has never been applied to an American company. It has only been applied to adversary, like Kaspersky Labs, which is a Russian cybersecurity company that that is suspected of ties to the Russian government, Chinese chip suppliers, You know, being lumped in with them, it feels very punitive and inappropriate given the amount that we've done for U.S. national security.
So you say you've.
So what did y'all notice about that question? Did do y'all remember what she asked him? I'm gonna play it back. She clearly asked this dude, why should we, the American people, trust you to do the right thing with this technology versus the government, right?
The CEO of a private company to make these decisions instead of the federal government.
Well, y'all hear what she asked him?
I would give two answers to that. One, you know, law and it right not to be spied on by the government, right? The right for our military officers to make decisions about war themselves and not turn it over completely to a machine. These are fundamental principles.
But in the name of fundamental principles, why should Americans trust you, the CEO of a private company, to make these decisions instead of the federal government?
Do y'all notice that he did not answer her question? He never answered her question. He responded to her question, but he didn't answer her question. And this is why I say y'all got to pay attention to these people, man. Listen to what this dude don't give a damn about us, man. He don't give a damn about our privacy. He don't give a damn. She clearly asked him, why should we trust you with this information and this technology versus the government?
Well, I would give two answers to that. One, you know, we are a private company, right? Yeah. We can choose to sell or not sell whatever we want. There are other providers. If the DOW, the government, you know, doesn't like the services we provide or the way that we make them, they can use another contractor. This would have been the normal way to handle this, right? Just to say, I would have disagreed, but I would have respected them if they said, DOW, we don't want to work with Anthropic. Our principles are not aligned with yours. We're going to go with one of the other models. But they've both extended that to parts of the government beyond the DOW and tried to punitively revoke our contracts beyond DOW. And they've done this supply chain designation thing, which basically says that if you're part of if you're another private company who has military contracts, you can't use Anthropic in a way that touches those military contracts. So they're reaching in to the behavior of private enterprise. And it's very hard to interpret this in any way other than punitive. To our knowledge, the supply chain designation has never been applied to an American company. It has only been applied to adversary, like, you know, Kaspersky Labs, which is a Russian cybersecurity company that is suspected of ties to the Russian government. Chinese chip suppliers, being lumped in with them, it feels very punitive and inappropriate given the amount that we've done for U.S. national security.
So you say you've done.
He never answered her question. He never answered her question. Right? He just danced around it with a whole bunch of words. A whole bunch of word salad and a whole bunch of nothing. Basically saying, look, we're a private company, man. We're not the U.S. government, man. We don't have a reputation, you know what I'm saying, for spying on our clients. But furthermore, you know, if the U.S. government don't want to go along with what we got going, they can always go holler at somebody else. We got the best tech. So, you know, they can always go mess with somebody else, right? We got the best tech. And we're going to use the excuse of we don't want to give the American government access to technology that can help them surveil people and make autonomous weapons. No. We don't have control of it. Not yet. So we're definitely not going to sell it to y'all without us having some type of control over it. being that it can be weaponized. See, this is a chess move by Dario right here, right? And this is why Trump said we're gonna cut off all the you know what I'm saying? Cut off all the what's the names? You know, so won't nobody be able to buy their stuff or can't buy their stuff or sanction them like they're a foreign country. Like he just said that. He said we're an American company, man, not a foreign country. They basically just said we're gonna put the tariffs on you. So we're gonna put some tariffs on your ass, man. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be able to peep the game.
So much for U.S. national security. You're adhering to these two restrictions that you want to keep. Do you think that Anthropic knows better than the Pentagon here?
We don't look, you know, one of the things about a free market and free enterprise is different folks can provide different products under different principles. Remember, this isn't just about terms of use. This isn't just about, you know, this is what our model is legally allowed to do. Our model has a personality. It's capable of certain things. It's able to do certain things reliably.
Their model has a personality. The smart grid is now here. It's my personal opinion and belief that the singularity has already happened. I think 2030 is just the year that they're going to go public with it. I think it's already happened, though. He said that their AI model has a personality. That would be to say that it is a what? A human being. What is a human being? A monster. So the unintelligent artificial intelligence that they have developed, created, has a personality, meaning it is sentient, meaning it can make decisions for itself, meaning it has human-like qualities in the way that it computes and behaves. I keep trying to tell y'all, man, you gotta be able to read between the lines when these people is talking, because he's sitting up here jumping out he ain't looking at you in your eye, moving around. His body posture is horrible. He got that shark skin blazer on with the periwinkle. Straight Duncan Penderhughes looking at
able to not do certain things reliably. And I think we are a good judge of what our models can do reliably and what they cannot do reliably. And I think we do have a good view into how the technology, again, is getting ahead of the law. And I would say again, I actually agree with you that this is not tenable in the long term. I don't think the right long-term solution is for a private company and the Pentagon to argue about this. I think Congress needs to act here. And we are thinking about that. We are thinking about what Congress could do to impose some of these guardrails that don't hinder our ability to defeat our adversaries, but that, you know, allow us to defeat our adversaries in a way that's in line with the values of our country.
So if we're going to get rid of our enemies in line with the values of our country, that means we're going to totally decimate and obliterate them like we have been, but just in a more technical way. See, what Dario is not saying is that he's not saying he don't want to sell them the tech. He don't want to sell them the tech because he's not going to be able to have control over it. And he's going to tell the government that we don't have control over it when they do, right? They just don't want to give access to it to y'all, right? Because then that means it's going to be limitations. And before they ever sell a product that they don't control, they would rather feign as if it's the U.S. government when it's them. Why do you think Trump said cut them off like that? That's a very severe thing to do, right? They don't want the government to have control of the tech, not because they're going to use it for mass surveillance and fully automated weapon systems. Nah, they ain't going to let them use it because they don't control it yet. And they're not about to sell something to the U.S. government over which they have no control. See, this is the technocrats we talking about. They real smarty and nerdy and goofy looking, but behind the scenes, man, they are connected to some of the most evil, diabolic, been around quite a long time bloodlines, if you know anything about that. That's why I say his name, Adame, man, Adame, I'm gonna have to, man, that's triggering my spider sense right there, man. This guy, man, the nerve of this dude, man. All right, Kramer, look at my.
As you know, Congress doesn't move fast.
No.
So, I think in the meantime, we do need to draw a line in the sand.
So
he's stuttering and everything.
until Congress acts, you're saying you are going to hold firm here. But there are so many other companies out there that do business with the U.S. government.
Basically, Dario said, man, listen, man, we're going to stall y'all out, man. Listen, man. Hey, y'all ain't going to listen. Y'all want to buy our tech, y'all got to pay that. Y'all got to pay that fee. And I'm going to need to have full ownership and control over it. That's basically what he's saying. You got to be able to read between the lines, man. He a nerd, man, but he ain't stupid.
Boeing builds aircraft for the U.S. military. Boeing doesn't tell the U.S. military what to do with that aircraft. How is this any different?
Again, I would say two ways that it's different. One, I would point again to the newness of the technology, right? When a technology is well established, then
the technology isn't new. It's not new. Been around for quite some time now. It's not new. Let's go. Smash that like button, click on subscribe to the page, Mike.
And
sure, Sister Engineer.
I mean, there are lots of technical things about aircrafts, but I think a general has a pretty good understanding of like how an aircraft works. Aircrafts have been around for a long time.
But there's plenty of innovation inside the aerospace industry.
Sure, but not at the pace that we see with AI. AI is moving so fast. I've talked often about how AI is on an exponential trend. The models, the amount of computation that goes into the models doubles every 4 months. We have never seen anything like this pace of innovation.
But if that pace continues apace,
yes,
then the U.S. government will never be caught up. So how does that logic apply if you have long argued that you want to work with the U.S. government to provide, the appropriate national security? If it's going to be such a fast development for the foreseeable future, Congress can't catch up.
Well,
then why turn your back on this?
I think there's only catching up once, right? So the pace of the technology is fast. The issues that arise are few, but very important. Again, we only have two of these: domestic mass surveillance, fully autonomous weapons. We need to have a conversation with Congress to help them understand some of the risks associated with it. Again, this is the most American thing in the world.
As if the military don't know the capabilities of this technology. Why do you think they want it? Why you think they want the tech? They know exactly what the tech is capable of, man. They just sit up there and see what this boy got. See, y'all gotta be able to peep the game, man. Why would y'all develop this type of technology? That's a question she didn't ask him, which should have been the very first question she asked him. Let's go.
No one wants to be spied on by the U.S. government. No one wants to be spied on by the U.S. government.
At the exact same time, some of our great...
You keep saying nobody wants to be spied on by the U.S. government, but we're on camera like 14 hours a day, most of us, man. What do you mean? Privacy died a long time ago. There ain't no more privacy. What is he talking about, man?
adversaries have technology that continues apace,
Yes.
then the US government will never be caught up. So how does that logic apply if you have long argued that you want to work with the US government to provide, the appropriate national security? If it's going to be such a fast development for the foreseeable future, Congress can't catch up.
Well,
then why turn your back on this?
I think there's only catching up once, right? So the pace of the technology is fast. The issues that arise are few, but very important. Again, we only have two of these: domestic mass surveillance, fully autonomous weapons. We need to have a conversation with Congress to help them understand some of the risks associated with it. Again, this is the most American thing in the world. No one wants to be spied on by the US government. No one wants to be spied on by the US.
Well, I'm just gonna say, you say nobody want to be spied on by the US government, but look at our mass societies across the world. Look at the United Kingdom. Look at London, the city of London. When you in London, man, you on camera for like 23 hours a day. What is he talking about, man?
It's government.
At the exact same time, some of our greatest adversaries have technology that is either quickly catching up to us or will eventually do so, perhaps already caught up. And so if our military is critical to defending the American people and critical to our democracy, freedom, the republic, why stay in this position and say, no, we're not going to cooperate?
Again, that's an abstract argument, but let's look at the actual two uses. Domestic mass surveillance does not help the US catch up with its adversaries. Domestic mass surveillance is an abuse of the government's authority, even where it's technically legal. So that one we can rule out. Fully autonomous weapons, there, I actually am concerned that we may need to keep up. It's not, the technology is not ready. And so we are not, as I said,
the technology is not ready. BS. Now that's some BS right there. Right? The technology been ready. What you think been flying the airplanes, directing the trains, the satellites, controlling the weather, which means they're controlling us. Oh man, come on, man, let's go.
We're not categorically against fully autonomous weapons. We simply believe that the reliability is not there yet, and that we need to have a conversation about oversight. And we have offered to work with the Department of War to help develop these technologies, to prototype them in a sandbox. But they weren't interested in this unless they could do whatever they want right from the beginning. And so, again, we need to balance the existential need. No one has emphasized it more than me, to defeat our adversaries. But we need to fight. We need to fight in the right way. This is like saying
we need to fight in the right way. Well, what's the right way to fight, Dario? Like he ain't never been in a fist fight in his life, man. Come on, man. What's this dude?
If our adversaries commit war crimes, shouldn't we commit war crimes as well? I'm not saying this amounts to war crimes. What I'm saying is that the essence of our values is that we have to find a way to win in a way that preserves those values. We can't just be a total race to the bottom. We have to have some principles, and these are very few. This technology can radically accelerate what our military can do. I've talked to admirals, I've talked to generals, I've talked to combatant commanders who say this has revolutionized what we can do. And these are just the very limited use cases we've deployed so far. And so why harp on the 1% of use cases that are against our values when we can pursue the 99% of use cases that are in favor of our that advance our democratic
hear how
values
this dude
and
talk?
defend
He's
this country.
stumbling over his words.
And we can even try to study that last 1%
terrible.
of use cases to understand if there is a way to do them consistent with our values. That is our position, and I think that's very reasonable.
Give me one or two examples of what could go wrong.
So the kind of thing that there are two classes of things that I could imagine could go wrong. One, again, is around this idea of reliability, which is just it targets the wrong person, it shoots a civilian, it doesn't show the judgment that a human soldier would show.
Exactly. They can't. They literally can't. What I've been telling y'all about the unintelligent artificial intelligence, it can't create. It can only mimic, manipulate, emulate, imitate, copy, swagger jack. It cannot create on its own. Looking ass boy.
Friendly fire or shooting a civilian or just the wrong kind of things. We don't want to sell something that we don't think is reliable, and we don't want to sell something that could get our own people killed or that could get innocent people killed. Second is this question of oversight. If you think about it, you human soldiers, there's a whole chain of accountability that assumes a human uses their common sense. Suppose I have an army of 10 million drones, all coordinated by one person or a small set of people. I think it's easy to see that there are accountability issues there, right? That concentrating power that much doesn't work. It doesn't mean we shouldn't have this fleet. Again, I don't know, maybe we need it at some point because our adversaries will have it. But we need to have a conversation about accountability, about who is holding the button and who can say no. And I think that's very reasonable.
Right. Do you hear what he said? Who's holding the button? We need to have a conversation about who's going to hold the button. Basically, who's going to control it, man. And we're not letting y'all have access to that part of this technology because we know what y'all plan to do with it. We don't have full control over it yet, so we don't want to sell it to y'all. They don't give a damn about surveilling us. They don't give a damn about no autonomous weapons, man. You think they don't know this tech could be used for that? When they create, what was the point of even creating it? So they could be doing what they're doing just now. How many times have I told y'all that Trump is going to be the president that brings in the smart grid? And I'm going to keep on telling y'all that. Look, man, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineer. We're about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. I wanted to chop it up about this real-ish right here. Listen here, the smart grid is here, man. And Dario, like the rest of these technocrats, they don't want to share their tech unless you give them full control all over it. Oh, they don't mind selling you access to the tech to use for whatever you use for, but man, y'all better understand what's going on, man. We starting to see the rise of trillionaires, man. Even Quintin, Quinzillion, Yeah, OG, man. Listen, man, Anthropic, man, relating to humans. Relating to human beings at that. Monsters. Wow, man. Wow. Hey, y'all, smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page, share social engineer, man. Listen, man. I've been telling y'all that the smart grid is here. Dario basically told this girl, look, man, hey, we got the tech. America want to buy it. They don't want to pay what we offer it, or they send us an offer. We like, okay, that's cool, but we're not letting y'all have full control over it, though. Yeah. And Dario sit up there straight lying through his teeth, man. Talk about some AI is not advanced enough to make fully autonomous weapons. Yeah, all right. Bullish. Go check out what they doing over there at OpenAI, Clone Robotics, Boston Dynamics, Tesla. All right, see what they doing with robots over there at them companies, and you tell me if this unintelligent artificial intelligence ain't advanced enough for these machines to operate with. I just showed y'all the robot the other day that changed its own battery and everything in the factory. Those were autonomous robots. Well, nobody controlling them robots. Those autonomous joints. You did. Y'all have a good evening, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be here tomorrow. Y'all already know what it is, man. You already know, man. Tuesday night wrap up, man. We will be here in the building. Me and my brother King Ellis, you know what I'm talking about? You did. Sports Tuesday. Y'all know how we do it. You know? Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Right? Y'all know we right here, man. Tap in, walk with us, man. You did. Shout out to our young brother, Anthony Edwards, man. Just hit that career high a few weeks ago. Still out there, I'm just sitting here just mangling the court out there. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get to this sports with the NBA, you know what I'm saying? A lot more other things, man. Tap in and walk with us. You did. Appreciate everybody coming out. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, man. Anywhere in the world y'all could be right now, but y'all chose to tap in with me, man, and I appreciate that, man. I really do, man. You did. You did. Yeah, man. Tomorrow night we're gonna get straight to it. Let me pull it up on the screen for y'all. Yeah, y'all know tomorrow night's the wrap up, man. We're gonna get straight to it, man. You know? Hold on, don't trip. I ain't pull it up on the screen. Or did I show it to y'all already? Shit. What the hell? Yeah. Y'all already know what it is, man. Make sure y'all tap in, tune in tomorrow night. Y'all already know, man. We're going to have the sports show popping, man. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday night wrap up with me, your brother, Virgil, Facts, and my E&E brother, King Els. Make sure y'all tap in 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Tap in, walk with us. Y'all know we're going to be chopping and popping about the latest current events and trending topics in sports, and we're going to get straight to it tomorrow, man. Make sure y'all tap in, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Appreciate y'all coming out, man. Like I said, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me. And that's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm talking about? Truly do appreciate it. You know? Can you dig it? Right? Yeah, we're going to get to it tomorrow. Shout out to our young brother, Anthony Edwards, man, making history out there, man. You know? No, you can't. Right. Make sure y'all tap into the show tomorrow night, man. We about to get up out of here, y'all. Appreciate everybody coming through. Have a good evening. You know, go download some Butcher Boys music, some E&E music. You did, and ride out for the rest of the night. You know?
That's not necessary.
It's got grit in it. Local tax experts are
That
here.
like button, click
Now
on
you
the
can meet with a
bell,
TurboTax expert in your community.
way
They
out.
can do your taxes for you and get you every dollar you.
That's not necessary.
Put grit in it. It's going to hurt.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tea. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. Your girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopied. Caught him on film, flow tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like 10 mini blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining all on our black
Keep
things.
my grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, should be gone in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas be too used to hope. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in a cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop any wicked, you this was just fuck. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining all on our black kings.